For much of the world, for our country, this has indeed been a year of suffering. 520 or 47,000 victims of COVID-19 in this country alone. 126 million people across our earth have dealt with this virus. The suffering of families separated, unable to even be with their loved ones, either in nursing homes or while they were most sick and in need of human connection. The suffering that is in our economy, the disruption, people not being able to pay bills, rent, food scarcity. The suffering in ER rooms, individuals who might see one person under normal conditions in a week lose their lives, suddenly losing 5 people in a single day. Just an enormous grief. And being able to do very little to directly help people is painful. Across the centuries, generation after generation of Christian people, and with it, the larger culture, I would dare say, have taken comfort, hope, strength from the accounts of the passion of our Lord Jesus Christ that we have heard this morning, and the incredible singular strength of that hymn from Philippians that was sung. That Jesus left behind his divinity and took on human nature completely, and he was emptied. And the reason it's powerful for us is because we ourselves, over the course of our lives and in the course of those we love, by golly, we see a lot of emptying. We see human beings poured out as they live their lives. Their strength, sometimes their ability to comprehend and understand, sometimes simply the kind of resilience and patience that we're just used to seeing as a default position. We see it ebb away. We ourselves, we know what emptying is too. And we make sense of it because we're following in the footsteps of Jesus. The Gospel of Mark that we heard read, the Passion, likewise is consonant with what we hear in that hymn. And what's striking about it is that it's not in the miracles, in the casting out of demons, that kind of power, that kind of capacity for doing good, that we see Jesus most clearly as we do now on the cross. There's a puzzling aspect or dimension to Mark's gospel, and that is, his family, his neighbors in Nazareth, the religious leaders, the huge crowds, ultimately really don't understand who Jesus is, even though they see him in action and they hear his teaching. There's one person in Mark's gospel who truly recognizes who Jesus is. His executioner, the pagan centurion, who says, truly, this was the Son of God. So we ourselves, we stand with the centurion, and we encounter Jesus as the Son of God, poured out, emptied, and we see God's love for us, God's forgiveness, God's compassion, God's fidelity to us as we confront this very destructive virus. We stand with that centurion, and we too acclaim Jesus. Truly, this is the Son of God. God's love made visible in emptying, in vulnerability. We bless the centurion, but we are blessed ourselves because we know the last third of the hymn, that Jesus was raised up and exalted. And we trust that we too will know the resurrection and the power and life-giving energy of the resurrection in our lives and for all those we love.